and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be building up to Barca's all-important game against Sevilla on Friday. Yes, Friday this week in La Liga. It's a big one for us, and there are several key decisions for Xavi to make ahead of the game, and we're also going to be discussing today, too, some Barca news as well. So there's plenty on the agenda, hopefully lots to be excited about, so come on, and let's do it. Now, today's video is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, who continue to support me in what I do right here, and I believe they can also help support you guys in looking and feeling your very best. And you can still grab 20% off your Manscaped order here today simply by entering the discount code TalkFCB at checkout. That there is going to give you a nice little saving on any products that take your fancy on manscaped.com. Because if you want to go all out, and if you want the absolute best that Manscaped can offer, certainly the Platinum package has got everything that you would need right now in terms of the lawnmower, the weed whacker, some of the best men's grooming products on the market, but they've also got there your 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, body wash, deodorant, hydrating body spray, and as well, there are free gifts coming your way. The shed where you can store all of your Manscaped products and Manscaped's own anti-chafing boxers. So right there, I'm absolutely sure that you guys would find something to help you out, and do not forget to use that TalkFCB discount code at checkout. Thank you indeed to Manscaped and to all of you guys for the great support. But indeed, guys, if we do kick off today's video right here by talking about Vitor Roque, because there was real concern 1 week ago when Roque went down after a challenge on him there. He looked to be in such pain, he had to be stretchered off the field, and there was real bad feelings surrounding him. And what followed then were lots of very concerning, conflicting reports about exactly how serious that ankle injury was going to be. But since then, we have learned that Vitor Roque will not need to undergo surgery on that ankle. That is really good news. That means that he will not face multiple months on the sidelines like maybe we were led to believe. Fabrizio Romano right now says that Roque should return in around 30 days or so. So it should be around a month out there with this ankle injury. And Xavi said recently the Barca's doctors are keeping a very close eye on the situation. They're going to monitor his recovery. And Xavi is still fully expecting to have Vitor Roque at his disposal come the January transfer window. And that is what's really interesting right now, guys, because this week, from several reliable sources, they say that Barca have once again told Vitor Roque that he will be able to join the club in January, that there'll be no problems, that there is no concern there about Roque's registration in La Liga. Barca are absolutely convinced he'll be joining up with the squad. And I think from what we've seen again this week, and what we've seen at the start of the season here from Barca, that would be a much needed boost. Because I think right there, you're looking at the game on Tuesday that we had away at Mallorca, the battle, the physical battle that it was, and of course we had to rest Robert Lewandowski, which we'll have to do at certain points of the season. He's 35 years old, but we still need, whenever he's not there, we still need a proper number 9 presence to step into his place, something that we didn't really have on Tuesday, and that really hurt us in the game, which is why I'm so excited here, and I'm counting down the days really until we can call upon Roque, because that brings us now on to the topic, and I think it's quite a lively topic right now, of Ferran Torres, because we know of course that he can play down the middle. You know, we know that he's capable of operating in that area, and there are games where he can be effective in that role, but he has had 2 big chances, I feel, over the past 2 games here, given the starting role by Xavi, and ultimately Xavi said, go on then, go out there and prove yourself, show us, you know, what you can do starting in those games. And he hasn't really managed, has he, to stamp his authority on those matches. He hasn't really snatched the opportunities as he had been doing earlier on in the season. And I think that takes us back right now to the question that we asked here on the channel a few weeks ago about Ferran when he was coming off the bench and scoring regularly. Is Ferran a very effective 12th man in the squad? Somebody there who can always come on, who can always be that extra option off the bench, the first player that you turn to aside from the starting 11? Or does Ferran deserve more more than that should he have a place in that starting team. And I would just say right now, after these recent starts, after the level that we've seen in the past 2 games, there's still work to do there. I think right now he's at his most effective coming off the bench later in games against defences maybe that are tiring, are looking a bit weary. There's more space for Ferran to exploit, and he has been very, very effective in that role. He will of course want more, and he should be pushing for more, but right now, Ferran's best work is coming off the bench. Which brings us now on to that Barça versus Sevilla game there. That's going to be coming at 9 p.m. local time on a Friday. And I've got to say, guys, playing at the very, very start of the weekend, that is a bit of a strange one. That's going to take a little bit of getting used to tomorrow. But I would say it's a lot better than playing on a Thursday night, if you know what I mean. We've experienced that in recent seasons, and I'd much rather Friday than Thursday. But if we're looking here at the league table, it's not looking as good as it did a few days ago. You know, we've gone here from top of the league to now third in the league. Both Girona and Real Madrid won on Wednesday, and I thought it was quite ironic that Eric Garcia was the man that scored the winning goal for Girona in their game against Villarreal. But this Saturday, Real and Girona will play each other. That's going to be a really interesting game there. One of those teams, or maybe both of them, could drop points, and I'm really interested to see how Real Madrid do travelling to Girona. The form that Girona are on right now, absolutely incredible, but that makes it all the more important now, coming up against Sevilla, to get our win, to put the pressure on again, and try and focus to go back top of this league. Because in terms of our opponents, Sevilla on Friday, we are going to be facing another opponent here who are in the bottom half of the league. But look, guys, what does that even mean these days? Does that even mean anything anymore? Celta in the relegation zone, Mallorca, who we drop points against, they're 15th, so no opponent is going to be easy. It doesn't matter here if Sevilla haven't started the season well. Any team is capable of stepping up their game and giving us a challenge, and we are set to come up against some very, very familiar faces. Of course, somebody there like Ivan Rakitic, one that we are very, very fond of. And then there's other players who, well, let's just say it'll be interesting to see what kind of reception Sergio Ramos gets from the Barcelona fans. That should be a really good battle there, rolling back the years, coming up against him. But in terms of Xavi's lineup here, I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does, because I think he will be very, very conscious about how close this game has been to our last one on Tuesday there against Mallorca, now on Friday playing at home against Sevilla. It's a quick turnaround. Barca actually wanted to push this game back. La Liga were having none of that. And of course, don't forget the game after this one, big game that we have in the Champions League, one of our toughest ones there in the group, away at Porto. Will that be on Xavi's mind? And that's why it's going to be really interesting to see his selection against Sevilla, because in goal, of course, he will be hoping to follow up on his mistake, and a rare one that it was against Mallorca. Ter Stegen there between the sticks. And then I'm just wondering, guys, are we really going to play Araujo again? Is he going to start there twice in the space of, say, 3 days after returning here just from injury? I think that would be a little bit of a risk that maybe we will not be taking. And then you've also got somebody like João Cancelo, did not rest against Mallorca. Will he rest now? Because he has played nearly 4 full games in the space of 10 days. That is a lot of football for somebody who didn't actually play much at the start of the season. That might catch up to him. And now maybe the time that we have to rest him. So with maybe no Araujo, maybe no Cancelo, it looks like we're going to see Sergio Roberto at right back. Koundé will return at centre-back alongside Christensen. Those two have been so solid at centre-back this season, so really, really good to see them back. I'm sure it will be in the lineup. And then Balde then at left-back. And I think midfield, it's kind of an interesting one right now, because obviously you'd say it's going to be Romeo, Gundogan, Gavi, but there has been some suspicion of late that maybe that's a bit safe. You know, Romeo, of course, holding. Gundogan and Gavi can give you some options, but if you wanted to go more offensive, you could play Gundogan in that deeper role. You could play Gavi and maybe Fermin Lopez after his really good cameo in the last game against Mallorca. But I expect Xavi to stick with Romeo, Gundogan and Gavi. But Fermin is a really, really good option. And then, of course, up front, I think Rafinha has more than done enough there to keep his place in the team. One of the more lively players against Mallorca. We need Lewandowski back in that front line. And again, is João Felix going to be okay to start? He did look a little bit weary, I would say, against Mallorca. Maybe the games are catching up with him a little bit as well. But if João Felix can't start, I would love to see us find a way to get Lamine Yamal in there. He was so impressive there after coming on against Mallorca. Really, really good cameo from him. And if he was to start, he would more than deserve it. But I do think this is a big game, and I do think that team selection is going to be crucial, because when you're looking here at the feeling right now amongst Barcelona fans, we've had a few games here where we haven't convinced again. And I think it's really important that we get back on track, that we show the kind of levels that we were just a few games ago. And we can do that. Plenty of people here believing that Barca are going to get the win, but it might be a more narrow one there, by 1 goal, by 2 goals if necessary. But let's get back on track, especially ahead of the Champions League game against Porto. Let's get some confidence going again. Let's bring back that ruthless nature in front of goal and keep the goals out the other end. Let's focus defensively. Don't concede 2 goals again. Don't give us an uphill battle in this game. Stay focused, stay motivated, and stay ready to get the win here. I will see you guys after the Barca versus Sevilla game. For all of the reaction, do let me know down below your predictions on the team and indeed on the scoreline. Do you believe Barca can bounce back with a win here? I will see you soon indeed. Thank you guys for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.